So there's a certain lingo with ratio analysis that frequently confuses people, but it's actually very, very simple. I'm going to run through a few of these. Earnings per share. When you hear people talking about the earnings per share of the company, it's very, very simple. It's simply the earnings of the company, the profits after tax, divided by the number of shares in issue. That's simple. Dividends per share. Simply the dividends that have been declared by the company divided by the number of shares in issue. The dividend cover is simply the profit after tax divided by the latest dividends that were declared for the year. The market capitalization, also a very fancy way of saying what is the current share price of the company, multiply that by the number of shares in issue. So if you had to buy all those shares, what would the value of the company be in totality based on the current share price? We give it a fancy term, market capitalization. And then the last thing I want you to hold on to is something we call headline earnings per share. Now, headline earnings are very, very different from your normal earnings. What headline earnings do is they strip out once-off events. So if a company, for instance, makes a big profit because it sells one of its subsidiaries, that will be included in the normal earnings. But in the headline earnings, it will be excluded because next year that subsidiary won't be there to sell. So headline earnings reflect the sustainable earnings of a company that can be replicated year in, year out. If there are significant once-off gains or significant once-off losses, those are stripped out to get to the sustainable earnings of the company. And we call those headline earnings. These are some of the terms, lingo people throw around. Very, very simple, very easy to understand.